Today we're putting two grocery stores to the test. It's Trader Joe's versus Aldi. All right, so in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to pick the best chickens from the grocery store. I'm gonna show you a mind-alteringly good cauliflower technique. I'm actually really excited about this one. And then I'm gonna make a bunch of weird jokes about Mr. Beast that now we have to keep in the episode because I'm saying it right here. Anyways, we are making the exact same dish from Trader Joe's and Aldi. We're doing a little flamin' hot Taki sandwich. Right now, the Kitcheneers are out shopping. Let's see what they got. I gotta tell you a little story about what happened to decide what we're gonna cook today. Normally when we do these little grocery store battles, we try and cook something that you would want to make on a weekday. Something that preferably kind of covers a lot of the food groups. We actually take a lot of painstaking efforts, not painstaking efforts, we mostly open a can, but to put some sort of vegetables in there when we're cooking from Dollar Tree or maybe a discount grocery store. But what had happened was we were sitting in my office and there's a giant picture of a Flamin' Hot Cheetos chicken sandwich. I'll show you where it comes from. Spin move. There's this exact photo in our office. We'll cut to a picture of me standing in front of it going. And we looked at it and we said, why don't we make nothing like that no more? I said exactly like that. I said, why don't we make nothing like that no more? And then we said, we can just do that. So we're gonna do that. And we were curious to see what would happen if you made it from two different grocery stores. So we got all the stuff from Trader Joe's over here and then all the stuff from Aldi over here. We were going to do a Flamin' Hot Cheeto chicken sandwich. However, Trader Joe's did not have their equivalent of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, so we're switching it to a Takis fried chicken sandwich, not the blue kind. Don't go watch that episode, it was weird. People said it looked like the Nasty Patty. But we're making the same thing roughly. And then we're also going to do some roasted cauliflower, a little bit of spicy buffalo roasted cauliflower. Now when you analyze these groceries right here, Trader Joe's is really interesting because everything they sell is their own brand name. You got Trader Joe's flours. These are not Takis. These are Trader Joe's rolled corn tortilla chips, chili and lime flavored. And they're not inspired by any other product on the market. But the interesting thing is you're paying more for the brand name than you are for the Trader Joe's stuff. So the Takis were more expensive at Aldi. So was the sriracha because you're paying for the rooster as opposed to Trader Joe's, who is just basically like using their own factories that they're not quite transparent about the sourcing on to make their products that they put their own label on. So those were the things that were more expensive from Aldi. However, we did spend $65 at Trader Joe's versus $51 over at Aldi. So Aldi's reputation as a discount grocer really, really did come through. The chicken was a fair amount cheaper. You're also buying it in bigger packs. And even if you look at the chicken, this is a crazy thing that isn't exactly scientific. But if I see these kind of striations on the chicken, to me that signals that the chicken was raised very, very quickly, likely on a heavily hormonal diet, and I think it just tastes worse. Trader Joe's chicken looks pretty freaking good. The drawback on Trader Joe's is sometimes it tends to be older, like this, 2/20/20, God, I thought this expired on February 2nd. I was like, dude, it's so far past that. The biggest difference here was the eggs by far. You go to Aldi, and you can buy 1 dozen eggs for $1.65. What is this? Y2K? What is this? The year that The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie came out? What is this? The year that VH1's knockoff version of The Simple Life, hosted by Ted Nugent, came out, launching Tila Tequila's career? Anyways, the point is, these eggs are really cheap at Aldi, and that almost accounts for like half of the price difference right here. This is gonna be really interesting to see how this shakes out. And either way, Mythical Kitchen 2026, we're deep frying chicken and red chips again. Let's get to it. That used to be 80% of our content. Now it's all Josh talking about his dead dad. So I guess what I'm most, follow me. I guess what I'm most used to seeing slow claps for are track and field events. And so that was high jumps. That's why I was starting behind my tape. I had measured my steps out, and then I was on thing over here, and then presumably could have hit that plant, flown right over. If I really wanted to jump over this, I could have, and I want you to know that. I can do a dramatic reading from the New York Times #1 bestseller Mythical Cookbook by Rhett and Link Presents, featuring Mythical Chef Josh, co-written by Noah Galutin. A lot of hands. Flamin' Hot Cheetos chicken sandwich. First up, you've got to pound your meat. See how we didn't make that a joke? Because we're moving on to the rest of the instructions now. Now it's time to get out some aggression, using a meat mallet or rolling pin, or if you want to run the risk of possibly shattering glass everywhere, you can use a hot sauce bottle or a wine bottle. Start beating your meat. Still not making a joke, by hitting the thickest part with moderate force to try and get it all to an even thickness. Keep pounding away at your meat until you have reached completion. This is still not a joke. That's just the most accurate and normal way we could think to describe it. So we're going to beat our meat until completion. What we have here is chicken from a bird. This one looks way better than that one. This one is significantly bigger. Again, price per ounce, Aldi was about 30% cheaper. However, at what cost? The chicken that had this thigh is scientifically monstrous. You did not deserve to exist. This looks much more close to the flesh that an animal should have in nature. So we're gonna go ahead and pound that out real quick. This is what I do. I take a bag, a large bag, and then I'm gonna just slippity slide that in there. And then this way you don't have to like wrap it all in plastic, and if you were to just beat your meat against the board, you're gonna get splinters in it, and you don't wanna get splinters when you're beating your meat. We all remember sleepaway camp, all right. That was a joke about onanism. That's a fun term, onanism. Look it up, O-N-A-N-I-S-M, onanism. Right? Isn't that fun to know? You might have to trim this because our buns are small. You don't want it super thin, but you do want it to be even, because that's the problem if you're frying a chicken thigh, where the thickness can like be undercooked and then the thinness is overcooked, and then you're gonna have a bad time. We're gonna pound out the Trader Joe's thigh that again looks much more similar to what an animal's thigh should possibly look like. You want to be nice and gentle like an Austrian grandmother. Not in their parenting or grandparenting, but the way an Austrian grandmother might beat out schnitzel. If you ever see Austrian grandmothers, or any grandmother near the Apennine region, you'll see them like hit the meat a lot and kind of pound it towards the sides to avoid really just like damaging it and bruising it. It's tough though, it's tough to be that patient. I made a bold sweeping claim about the gentleness of Austrian grandmothering, and I don't feel good about that. If you're an Austrian grandmother, whoever has been offended by something Mythical Kitchen has said, I deeply apologize. How many people do you think live in Austria?
Yes.
Germany is what, like 70, 80? So I'd say Austria is probably like, I'm gonna say 9 million in Austria. That seems low. I'm salting the chicken, sorry. How many? I'm saying 9 million.
According to Worldometer?
Yo! Ding, 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 ring the Austria bell. You know what's crazy? More than 1 million people live in the city of San Jose. San Jose, they only have one sports team, and it's the hockey team, which is barely, you know. These chicken thighs are vastly different sized. Vastly different sized, and I don't know if I should rectify that. Yes. Yes. We make these into nuggets. That's more other stuff's going in there. You get little bits of thigh that don't quite fit, you know, and then these become snack. I wanna like roughly make this the same size as the other thigh. I don't think this skews our results to not have one giant misshapen thigh on it. We're going, you know, price per ounce. Okay, let me wash my hands. No, stop, babe. Babe, stop. I told you not to look over here. Babe. We're mixing together our wets right here. This is the hot sauce from Trader Joe's. We couldn't find Louisiana style hot sauce at Trader Joe's, but we found a habanero hot sauce. Jiminy Christmas! God dang it! Wait, that's so good. That's really hot and that's really great. It's gonna make it taste a little bit different. Hot diggity! Hot diggity dick nibbles. All right, we're gonna mix together our wet, and then we gotta, what am I gonna do? Milk. Eggs, these are the expensive ass Trader Joe's eggs. It better be worth it, $6 a dozen. But Aldi over here, $1.69 for eggs. I haven't seen that. What are these, Austrian prices? Are we back at the 2006 Olympic Games in Torino, Italy, the winter ones? You guys remember that? 2006? Torino? If you guys have any other questions about the Winter Olympics, let me know. I mean, they feel like normal eggs. Yeah, that's a big pale yolk, which does not necessarily make it a lower quality egg. I will say they look so much worse as far as eggs go. But you're not gonna taste that in the batter. If you're making an omelet, you might taste it. I only use quality eggs if I'm making like an egg forward dish, if I'm poaching some eggs. Otherwise, I'm not. Also, we are only making one chicken sandwich. That's how cooking shows work sometimes. but yeah, we'd never like waste this amount of, you know, batter on just making one. Okay, where are we going? We gotta set up a dredging station. That habanero sauce got me. Gotta cool it down with some damn Takis. I'm gonna say this very seriously. These shouldn't exist. There's nothing in nature that has prepared humans through millions of years of evolution for us to understand that this is food and nutrition. This is crazy. I'm gonna blend up these Takis. Listen, this is going to be a calorie-dense sandwich. If you're gonna like run an ultra marathon, then you should definitely eat a bunch of Takis right beforehand. I'm gonna add some more seasoning. We're gonna get some garlic powder, some onion powder. I've gotten soft in my old age. A little bit of paprika in there. And then what I'm gonna do, anytime you're using something kind of greasy, add a little bit of flour to it, because that way it's actually gonna kind of like absorb some of that grease. And it's just gonna get it to grind down much finer. You guys ever think about how much you've aged since working here? You know, kind of crazy. Like, it's even crazy to think that like we've had the same Cuisinart for like the 6 years since we launched Mythical Kitchen, you know what I mean? We decay, the machines don't. You know, we're made of soft, fleshy material, Taylor. Machines are.
Yeah, we broke one.
What about the Vitamixes?
You break them. You broke
What do you mean I broke them? What do you mean I broke? No, I don't think I've ever broken one. I broke one with a penis. Not mine. I mean, I bought it. But I broke one with an elk penis. And I think I said that on an episode, and like Vitamix like wrote us back and was like, actually it can break up an elk penis. You just didn't do it right. And I was like, okay, let's. I don't want to get into it right now. I was trying to make penis pesto. And I succeeded. Okay, this is Takis. You gotta set up a dredging station. So this goes wet. Graham! All right, but this is for later, so it's not for now. We'll do that. The Triforce is from Zelda. These look like they have 1/8 the amount of food dye on them. I've never had these before from Trader Joe's. They're not as spicy. I'd say they're almost more sour though. Feels like there's more citric acid. They surely just have roughly the same amount of ingredients in there. They're not as consistent either. You get some that are like double rolled. This is just a mini nacho chip. Like Takis really does a very good job at making Takis. We'll see if that actually comes through in the end of a chicken sandwich. But, wow. A lot of breakage in here. Like, whatever Takis does at the Taki factory, they're working. They're Oompa Loompas. That's how all factories work, right? Unpaid labor force. It's called the Prison Industrial Complex, Taylor. Look it up. Blah, blah, blah. Spices at Trader Joe's. Big variability on the pricing of spices at Trader Joe's, which I feel like I've noticed since I was a kid. Trader Joe's is the first store that I started shopping at when I was a kid. That was like, my family went from lower class to like lower middle class. Not that Trader Joe's is for lower middle class people. We were just still not too well off, but being able to afford shopping at Trader Joe's was like mind blowing to me. It was like an absolute paradise. So I have a ton of fondness for it. Let her rip. All right. Yeah, you can tell the lack of food dye in this. I know a certain Kennedy Jr. that'd be happy about that, am I right? He'd be like, the worms in my brain are telling me not to eat the Takis. If you can't bench press your body weight, you're gay. Dredging station done. No gloves. I'm gonna cover this in flour. You wanna make sure, we got a little hangnail right there. You see Black Swan? Ah. Gotcha with that one. I like that movie. They were like, check this out, 2 Natalie Portman. That's the plural of Natalie Portman is Natalie Portman. God, we're on fire right now. Mythical Kitchen's so back, like we never even left. That's gonna be absolutely delicious. I need to wash my hands because I can't get cross-contamination on it. I should use tongs. Yeah, this chicken even feels more supple. It feels like that chicken got one of them chicken diseases. Woody tissue syndrome. Yeah, I don't know if people thought I was about to hit you with a pun. One of those chicken diseases. No, there's actually mysterious chicken disease that's affecting their muscular development. But if anybody has a good pun for a chicken disease, let me know so we can pivot that one into a joke.
Chicken pox.
What? Is that a pun? That's just a disease that affects millions. Oh, yeah, I'll try it. Chicken box. There we go. Wow. I mean, you can tell which ones is different because this one ain't got all that food dye in it. Perfect. We're gonna drop these in fryer. We're gonna cook up the rest of our chicken sandwich. Oi! Stay limber, friends. You know what else is different when we started Mythical Kitchen is I didn't wear socks back then. But lately, well, I can't stop wearing socks. And like all changes, it happened because, well, I reached my rock bottom. What happened was I took off my sockless shoe and I poured orange drink into it and I drank it right out of that sockless shoe because it's called a shoey. But then everybody was disgusted by me because they just saw my bare feet in the kitchen. And that's why this portion of today's episode is sponsored by Bombas, a comfort-focused premium basics brand with a mission to help those in need. You want more calf? You guys like that? Bombas is really trying to make a difference. They donate the top 3 most requested clothing items to homeless shelters: socks, underwear, and t-shirts. So whenever you buy something, they donate something. Bombas kindly sent me some of these all-sport calf socks. You guys want more calf? When I was a child, high socks were all the rage. At some point, we strayed far from the path and everyone was wearing ankle socks. There were socks that you couldn't see but always got trapped under your shoe. Wow, what an incredible innovation. But now, thanks to the youth that I see at the gym and all around the world, they've brought high socks back, which is incredible. Because what I do every morning is I attach a series of elastic bands around my ankles and I walk around with them to stretch out my psoas muscles. When you hit your mid-30s, you'll get there. And now the socks, not only do they look cool, well, they protect my ankles from elastic burns. Not only do Bombas not slip, they're seamless in the toe, so no rubbing or irritation. And Bombas has a 100% happiness guarantee. That wasn't the fault of the sock, that was me. If you don't like the fit, your dryer ate one of the socks, or maybe you happen to find a sock in your dog's food bowl, you can return or exchange your purchase for free. See the calf? Feel like the calf? Feel good and do good with Bombas, knowing your purchase is doing some real good. New customers get 20% off their first purchase. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description and use code MythicalKitchen at checkout. And thanks again to Bombas for sponsoring a portion of today's episode. Never again will you see me drink orange drink out of a sockless shoe. And that's the Bombas guarantee. Brand new cauliflower technique just dropped. This is going to be as viral as that time that guy said that a ghost told him that celery cured cancer and then people bought all the celery on TikTok. Or as viral as the time somebody said that baking feta is good. It's not. So anyways, we have cauliflower and we're gonna do something cool. We're gonna cover it in mayonnaise and make it. If I were to draw a picture perfect cauliflower, it'd be this. This is the cauliflower from Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, normally I don't peg Trader Joe's as a big produce place, but this is a wonderful looking cauliflower, man. This cauliflower is so beautiful, I'm getting emotional about it. This is how I trim up cauliflower. We're gonna do the whole head. What I do is I cut it in half, then I cut it in half again. Some would call that quartering, not where you tie a man's hands and legs to separate horses and have them run in different directions. That's a different form of quartering. Yeah, because you just cut it in quarters, then you take out the little spine, not like taking out a spine like in the Spanish Inquisition where they would, okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I want these to be about half the size of this. You want it to be like a one big solid mouthful. Wait, I had like a whole thing. I don't remember what I was doing. Do you guys think I was smarter or dumber when we started Mythical Kitchen? I talked slower, and then I was like, this is boring. You're competing against Mr. Geist. Mr. Geist, Jesus Christ. Back when we started this channel, Mr. Beast was called Mr. Geese. And all he did was give homeless geese $10,000. Big ass bowl, put all the cauliflower in it. You don't even have to be here for this part, because I'm just gonna do that to that part, and you can sort of see how this goes, but while I'm doing that, you might miss like a kind of insane thing that I say. That might be funny. If I say anything insane, then we'll just cut back to it. But for now, check back in a second. Are you a $1 goose versus $1 billion goose? And you should see this goose! Then in last goose to leave the circle, the Canadian geese had an advantage because they knew how to migrate. We buried a goose alive and then forgot about it and then never aired the episode. That was a crazy one. You know that cauliflower, kale, and cabbage were all crossbred initially from the same ancient cabbage-like plant? And cauliflower were bred to be white because they thought that was fancy like 700 years ago. Got an L2 fracture. L3 Sublux. I've been watching The Pit a lot, and so now anytime anybody has any health ailments, I just yell, moving to intubate, I'll prep a crike. And I don't know what it means. But I know I said it to Dr. Mike on Instagram, and he said, just like slitting a sausage casing. And that made me feel sick, so I don't want to think about that anymore. I wouldn't trust myself. It still astounds me that people just work as doctors. Like, I have friends that do that. I'm like, I'm complaining, oh, I had to cut a cauliflower to say something funny. And they're just like, yeah, a man died in my arms. And I'm just like, geez. Way to bring down the vibe at Dave & Buster's. And so I says to him, is there a Mrs. Geese?
So in that scenario, you're
Flirting with Mr. Beast, yeah, in that scenario that we've offered. And now I have to commit to that. So next time I see him in person, I will have to flirt with him. Check this out, mayonnaise, hot sauce, paprika, garlic powder. We're gonna stir that up. This is just like the Mr. Geese videos. And then what we're gonna do is you gotta get your hands a little dirty, and you do have to get a bunch of habanero in your hands. That's the only drawback to this technique. But we thought of this the other day, and we did it, and turns out it's kind of awesome. So you're gonna take that, and you're gonna toss the mayonnaise with the cauliflower, because hear me out, mayonnaise is just oil and eggs, and then you're gonna flavor that with hot sauce like buffalo. So this is the same thing effectively as covering your cauliflower in just a little bit of oil as it throws in. This is kind of a lot of mayonnaise. It's not that much mayonnaise though, it's mostly hot sauce. And this is all gonna sort of like dehydrate in the oven. Just gonna take that with your mayonnaise hands. You're gonna kinda, whoa. Normally in your own kitchen, you could like clean up and focus. It's hard in here. I don't need a kitchen, there aren't people like waiting to go home. That's the thing that makes this cooking in this kitchen really unique, is that there's like 9 people who can't go home until the cauliflower's done. Okay, over at the Aldi side of things, this hot sauce is going to be a lot more traditional buffalo flavor. Also, I'm probably gonna use a little bit less of this just because that was a much smaller cauliflower. So you can save this for something later, you know? Save for something special, anniversary, birthday. Covering cauliflower. You know what might make this good too? A little bit of cornstarch. You guys think about that? Put that there. We're gonna put that in an oven, but just so people can go home sooner, I'm gonna go ahead. We're making what's called 4-1-1 sauce, which is a 4-part mayonnaise to 1 part sriracha to 1 part vinegary hot sauce. This is the greatest sauce ever made in history. People will write poems about it. I'm supposed to pour it all in there. Shit. There's so many bowls, man. Hands are all covered in sauce. That doesn't matter. It's slippery from all the mayonnaise. All right. Okay, so. All right, hot sauces are done. Cauliflower, I gotta figure this out. It burns, I'll tell you that much. We're gonna put it in the oven at 475 degrees for about 22 minutes until it's nice and golden brown burnt, and then I gotta wash my hands, bye. Why are these buns so small and our chickens so big? We either need to do 2 buns or half a chickens. Well, only pressing forward now. So what we're gonna do, we got the Trader Joe's, is what it's called, chicken there, and then this is the Aldi chicken with the name brand Takis. I'm gonna get them in the 320 degree oil at the same time. We're frying this at a low temp because anytime you're frying with something that got sugar in it, it might burn. So we're gonna fry it at a low temp, about 320 degrees. Always make sure you put it in away from you. Bad job, Josh. Do the other way, buddy. Do better. So we're gonna let this sit in the nice hot jacuzzi, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna build our sandwiches over here. I gotta go wash my hands. And then we got cauliflower. Yeah, this is a spicy meal, but hey, it's balanced. It's got your vegetables, it's got your proteins, it's got your carbs, and those are all of the, what are called the macronutrients, discovered in the 1860s, I think, by that guy. What's his name? He's like the guy, he did all the, he like fed the rats the stuff, or he like fed people the rats, I can't remember. Anyways, check back. Justus von Liebig. He was like, I think I know how to feed the world, and that's making a giant factory where I extract all of the goods out of meat by boiling down the animal carcasses, and then we can sell that to an impoverished world that is on the brink of modernity. And he did. He's the guy who figured out protein. All right, see ya. Annalise is gone, riot! All right, cool. So we got chicken. This is frying off. That looks pretty close to done. We can temp it once it rests. I will say this looks a lot more like normal fried chicken than this one, which looks like a scientific monstrosity. So, see how that figures out. Cauliflower still in there. Does it look good, chat? I just learned what chat is. There's a live sort of studio audience on Twitch. I thought you couldn't burn cauliflower until my wife, the old ball and chain, love her to death. But I wouldn't know what to do without her. But I did walk in to her cooking dinner, and the vegetables were so far gone that I could not identify them, like a charred corpse from a plane crash. Shout out to Dean Koontz's Soul Survivor. So, yeah, I dropped a Dean Koontz reference. He's not just a poor man, Stephen King. We gotta delete that. The Koontz Hive is gonna come after us. You know, serving Koontz. I'm gonna tap and see where we're at. You're looking for at least 165, but I'm gonna want probably closer to 180. Cool, 153. And that's 170. All right, that's cooked. We started cooking on induction, which is probably a long time coming. A lot of people do it now, but mostly for us, it's because the fire marshal, he's been on our ass. You know what, another thing, I act like this is some sort of anniversary episode of Mythical Kitchen. For 6 years, I was making the joke, Burbank fire marshal's on our ass, and it was a joke. And then it actually happened, and then the Burbank fire marshal was on our ass. So now we're cooking with induction and not camp stoves. And I gotta learn how to use a new thing. I don't like that. So that's what I have to say about that. Gonna remove this. It's looking pretty good. Uh-oh, I got a speck of the red Taki. Oh God. Surely this is cooked. So, what we've done, you know like the twin packs of popsicles? Where you break them apart? We're doing that for this. Cause chicken too big, bun too small. Nuh-uh, not no more. All right, we're taking some of that 411 sauce. I haven't read the book in a while, and I vaguely remember writing it, but I remember doing the photo shoot in the Weezer house. But did I say 411 sauce as because it's a ratio of 4 to 1 to 1? Or did I say 411 sauce as a joke of like 911 3-alarm sauce? Or is it both? Read to find out. Get some pickled jalapenos on there. A little bit of pickle juice. Shout out to Hannibal Buress. Good pickle juice joke from Hannibal Buress. You're gonna have to listen to it for yourself. All right. Is there a band called 311? And do they have a song called Amber is the Color of Your Energy? Yeah? It's a good song. Can we play it after the shoot? Hell yeah, dude. God, got a song in my heart. Just like mumble from Happy Feet, but all he knew how to do was dance. And Hugh Jackman, his father, said, no son of mine, it's gonna be different. And why would you get an Australian guy to put on a southern accent for a penguin? They're all from the south. Pole. Okay. I want you to know that when I cook at home, these are my internal monologues. Take that hunk of chicken. Boom. Wait, I meant to put it on here. There it is. Check this out. This is the smartest thing we've ever made in this kitchen. Double chicken sandwich. That's so sick. That's awesome. Boom. Wowzers. Ah, fudge. How do we... rats. Well, just kind of fell off. That's fine. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. I'll take that side. And then remove the cauliflower. Remember when Barbie Ferreira taught me how to make model face and it was just look a little scared? Okay. The one with more on it was Trader Joe's. They had the big ass one. The one with less on it, that's what's Aldi. It's also labeled. All right, this is Aldi. I could use, right? All right, we got our inexplicable 2-pack of Takis chicken sandwiches with buffalo baked cauliflower from Trader Joe's and Aldi. Now we just gotta get a judge to come in and eat them. Then we can decide which is more worthy. Thank you for your time. Lucas Hedges, before you have 2 dishes that are both made with the same ingredients. However, those ingredients were bought from different stores. They were both made by the same chef, which is me, and eaten by the same person, which is you. Your job is to tell which one of them was made from Trader Joe's ingredients, which one was made from Aldi ingredients, and also tell us which one you find more nummy.
Okay. So you went to 2 different restaurants and you bought
Stores, grocery stores.
Okay.
To make the same dish. So this is, I should tell you what it is.
Same dish.
Yeah, this is like a Takis Flamin' Hot sandwich that we actually kind of made from the cookbook, but we wanted to see which grocery store is worth it. And then we did like a buffalo cauliflower with a really mind-alteringly good technique. Nothing out there is for you.
What's KG doing over there?
KG works here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been doing a really great job. She's a producer.
That's new.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
The producer.
It's just reorganized. KG's been so you should. I'll tell you. I should kind of really run you through this.
Yeah.
Eat one of them.
Okay, cool.
And then give me an opinion about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. One and then the other.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, let's try this.
I'm gonna go ahead and join you on it.
Should we
I kind of made the thigh really big.
should I get
so
any part of it? Okay. Bread log. Okay. What are they doing over there? Aren't they paying attention? Colby and V, what are you doing?
Do another work.
That's not for this episode.
No.
That's, I don't
You enjoy that?
know.
No. What about
Actually, I kind of did. That's really good.
the cauliflower, right?
What's really good?
Mayonnaise, hot sauce, spices, cauliflower, bam, baked.
I was told to describe food more on this show.
Yeah.
Succulent, moist, and has a really solid base, but a crispy base that you can stack gumminess on top of. You were saying?
You say you can stack gumminess on top of?
Yeah, like layer it.
What kind of gumminess are you like? Anyways,
Texture.
do you remember how this tastes?
Yeah, I just took another bite.
Okay, great.
Are we moving on?
Lock that in, then move over here.
Is this a podcast?
Dude, I don't know
Is
anymore.
there audio?
There's audio for sure,
audio.
yeah, and video, but
What part of the episode is this? Try this one?
this is the judging part. Try this one.
Why
This is made with other.
It ain't pink.
No. And so that you can maybe use as a clue to decide which store you think it's from.
That is soggy as all get out.
Well, it's kind of sitting there for a while. You
use that?
were in a meeting.
That was good.
Which one's better?
Of these two?
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't even think I can compare.
That's a huge bummer because, like, that's sort of what we brought you in for,
Oh,
is to compare them. You know?
KG was doing it. Okay.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah, I got like
Okay,
prepped and stuff. I always get prepped. That was better.
Lucas's failures are never a failure of the production.
No.
This is his and his alone.
They're prepping me. They're over prepping me at times. That
It's
one's
like
better.
KG giving you line read, say stack gumminess on top of.
Yeah, I did, right?
Yeah.
And flakiness is what's key to me about that one.
Are there any differences?
We share this, right?
There's a massive flavor difference.
Okay.
One of these is much spicier than the other. Are you noticing which?
Do you want an answer now? Which one's better? That one's better.
Yeah.
I said it a few times.
Why? You didn't say it a few
I did. Roll it back. That was better.
Lucas's failures are never a failure of the production.
That one's
It's like
better.
KG giving you line read. Now, I'm gonna ask you another question. We need to remain focused here. Which one of these do you think came from Trader Joe's?
Versus.
Aldi.
Okay.
But if you,
So I
whichever
want
you
to
guess.
slow down a little bit here.
Yeah, sure.
Back up.
We can back up.
Because in the 1960s,
Yeah.
a German family dispute. Take it from here, Josh.
Go ahead. In 1960s, a German family dispute split Aldi corporate into Aldi and Aldi Nord.
That's
Aldi
crazy.
Nord came out and actually bought a majority stake, I believe, in Trader Joe's. So technically, Aldi sort of owns both of them. That was actually a very astute comment by Lucas.
Come on. So you want me to pick which one of these is from Trader Joe's?
Yeah,
It's that one.
you're right.
I get it. I get anything?
Actually, you have to eat sandwiches.
Sick. No, keep going.
Yeah,
Keep
cool.
the
Keep
sandwich.
the sandwiches then.
No, it's that one.
Yeah, that one's Trader Joe's one.
Because that one has nuttiness that you sort of find in the aisles of Trader Joe's.
You do find the nuttiness. Also, no food dye, because those are name brand Takis. These are Trader Joe's.
Are these Takis or are they?
Those are name brand Takis. These are like Trader Joe's, like flip.
They have rolled tortilla.
That's exactly what we used. Yeah, chili lime
Wow.
tortillas. And what if I told you that the one from Trader Joe's cost $4.80 and the one from Aldi only cost $3.60?
Shit, you get out of here.
Do you believe that?
Crazy.
Yeah, but
What are we gonna build an episode on that?
I
That's
think we did a whole episode. We talked a lot
Nuts.
about. You watched Mr. Geese?
What?
You watched channel Mr. Geese?
I think I missed an earlier joke.
yeah, you did.
I think I should be in the room for all
Yeah,
of this. I
yeah,
should stay for the whole thing.
Next time we ask you to judge, you can be the best.
I'll sit with Colby.
I can't stress this enough. He has a deep amount of resentment for you.
Get him on camera.
Lucas, you got anything to plug?
No,
Nothing?
I don't have any private stuff. No, I just work here. I don't know the release schedule, so at any point something could be coming out. But keep an eye out for, and I will see you there.
Shop the new We All Gotta Eat tees and sticker now at mythical.com. A portion of proceeds will benefit No Kid Hungry.